because that isn't. It's just like he's playing with a what are those things called? Like an abacus, like an imaginary abacus, and he's just like, holy shit.
You know, rumors, fables, and tales and stories told of dragons tell you that within their hoard they also keep magical items and stuff like this. But from where you're standing, you can't see anything on the surface. So if there's anything else apart from money, it's probably buried.
Ooh. Yes, I continue to follow.
So, anybody that's proficient in nature can give me a nature check.
Oh, I am proficient in nature.
That ain't me.
No.
Nope.
11.
11. Looking at the dragon, as menacing as it is, you notice that around its bottom jaw, it has these thick bone spikes that go back, that are very similar to the two horns that slick back and go backwards from its skull. Reading about dragons, because by the sounds of it, Nook is very intrigued by dragons, or, for the lack of a better term, a fanboy.
Oh yes,
A hard on.
You've probably read that during the lifespan of a dragon, when it reaches adulthood, before it attains any elder status, it grows additional sort of horns and there are other sorts of signs. So even though that this is a fully fledged dragon, it is probably not ancient status, but it's probably on the cusp of that sort of name that is given to them by small folk.
Cool as shit. Awesome. Nook is like just like looking around at all this fucking gold, and then back at the dragon, and then all this gold, and he's like thinking in his head, "What would Uncle Cranny do? Oh, he'd probably try and, tussle with it, earn its respect, and then there's a
Get eaten.
yeah, probably actually. Fuck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that."
To the left and the right of this huge mountain of gold, there are like smaller ones that have started to like form. So there's just not this like one center one. There's like these a couple on either side that have started to form, and there's you can see that there's a chest on one side, and there's like a huge marble statue protruding out of another one. There's a couple of tapestries that look like they've been haphazardly chiseled into like more or less the ceiling to try and have some sort of decor to the room. But it is very hot in this cavern, and the dragon's kind of like curled round, like how a cat lies, and you could just hear clinking as its claws are just tapping. As it's impatiently waiting for you guys to come forward.
Not just fucking. He's like, just fucking. He's so happy right now. Best place ever.
Decorum.
Oh, sorry. And then he like bows and then walks at a fast pace, then bows again, and then he just keeps bowing, walking, bowing, that kind of deal.
Perfect, buddy. Perfect.
You see two thumbs up, lift up from behind his head as he's bowing.
Follow Nook at a not quite as frenetic pace.
Bear in mind, I can literally only walk 25 feet like in 6 seconds. It's not hard to keep pace with me.
I'm the same. I'm limited to 25. Yeah. I'm a dwarf.
Oh, I thought
I'm
yeah,
a tall dwarf, but I'm still a dwarf.
I thought you might. Are you considered medium though?
No, I'm still a dwarf.
Well, it's just I thought since you were taller than me, you'd probably have like a.
I am medium, but I still do have 25 feet. Anyway, getting bogged down.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Dragon. Yes. Hello, dragon. Hi.
Got a bit distracted there.
Semper child, I presume. And I bow.
Introduce yourselves.
I am Sergeant Krexari Thordy's daughter of Duke Athal's mercenary company. My companions are Genevieve Montillier, Ignatia, Artemis, and Nook.
As soon as you mention your name, Crex, you can see that his neck tightens and he cracks his long, thick neck. And he's kind of like he's took notice of what you said, so he's like his head tilts to the side a little bit, so he's only looking at you with one eye. He carries on paying attention as you introduce the rest of the party, but he's kind of transfixed on you. And then after you stop talking, he goes back to his however he was sitting before. You can hear him scratch as he's scratching with his claws at his scales on the back of his neck, like he has an itch.
Okay.
How did you come to be in the Underdark?
We were captured.
By
We were ambushed by a drow, indeed.
Carry on.
We escaped the confines of the drow in Belkenvelve and haphazardly made our way here, losing several of our party. And we find ourselves in Grackenstall.
And that you do. You're hiding from this drow.
That's certainly an interpretation, yes.
You've picked a very good place to hide. But I'm sure you've realized that elves will outlive most of you.
Yes.
Okay. See, look, he looks at all of you, and he's kind of like, he looks at Ignacio, and he's like, You see that he leans down. He steps off the gold, as you can hear the coins slide down like an avalanche to the floor as he steps down. His hind legs are still on the gold, as his forelegs allow him to get within a few feet of you. He tilts his head sideways and leans in and says, "It's been a long time since I've seen one of you. But you seem different." He looks over at Artemis and is like, "You don't belong here. You have a... You smell of the Feywild.
Artemis is kind of still messing with the crystal and hasn't really been paying much attention to what's going on. So when he looks up, he kind of goes, "Oh fuck!"
Of course.
Fucking beautiful.
His like teeth are less than an arm's reach away from your body, from your face. As you can smell, it's kind of like cooked meat crossed with sulfur. It's not very pleasant to be close, very close to this kind of smell. Kind of like chokes you up a little bit. To anybody that's standing this close. It looks
What of it?
nothing.
Okay then. Fuck. I was just making an observation, dude. You know. Fuck, man.
You can see that he. You're not sure if dragons smile. It looks more like a grimace, but you're not entirely sure. But his attention, he loses all attention on you, and he goes into Nook, and is like,
What does he say, Ryan?
putting me fucking off. Don't look at the screen while you're trying to talk. He goes. He goes.
Definitely didn't really fall off my chair then.
He goes. I hate gnomes.
Oh.
They're so.
It is
small.
very clearly obvious that part of Nook dies. Like, it's just... Like, all the shit before with fucking... I don't even care what his name is anymore. Garthok. All that sadness was just fake. It was bullshit. But this is like... Oh. Go on, carry on.
As soon as he says that, Genevieve just, like, bursts out laughing.
He, when you get this, like, blatant laugh, like, he, immediately catches his attention. And you hear this, like, woof, as he moves his head really quickly and looks in and says, You're a dusk elf.
Yeah.
He takes like a really big and long smell, like he's trying to figure something out. It's unnerving, as well as also anything loose that is on your person is being slightly pulled forward and rattling.
My hair is like... It's like, oh god, I don't want dragon snot in my hair.
He goes, what is your name, girl?
Genevieve.
You see, he kind of like his neck arches back, so it's kind of slightly upright, and his chin's nearly touching his neck. And he looks at you, his teeth click, and then come forward again really quickly. So there's this like rush of air as it pushes your air back. And he goes, lies! What is your real name?
Told you my real name.
Making notes.
Genevieve! I thought we were friends.
If that is your real name.
You wanna give me a roll that you deem appropriate at this point?
Well, either one that I could use is the same modifier, so...
So Ryan in private wouldn't roll this.
Oh no!
I'm not sure if that's
Oh,
a
no.
bad thing.
Oh no! Oh
Don't tell me you rolled a 1.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
And that's the last we saw of not Genevieve.
What did you roll? A 1? Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's technically a critical.
On deception. On deception, I chose in the end.
Okay, little girl. Tell me your real name.
Ryan,
Is he fell asleep?
where would a dragon's ear hole be?
It would be like dragons tend to have like a small, or a red dragon anyway, or a couple of dragons. Let's say a couple of dragons. A couple of different dragons have like a. It's kind of like a small wing or like a fin that's just underneath their horns, where you would imagine where an ear would be.
Okay.
So it covers the ear hole because they don't actually have ears. They use these like flippers to cover up the hole so when they're flying it doesn't get any air in. And he leans down.
I'll edge over to his ear hole and I'll whisper my name into his ear.
I don't care. I'm sorry.
He is like his eyes get really wide, and he goes, I haven't heard that name for over, what is it, 600 years. Interesting.
Just a random thought. See when this is on stream and YouTube and stuff. If we all take our headphones off and then you can say your name for people who watch.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody takes their earphones off.
And then we totally promise we won't go and watch that episode.
Okay. He is like, do you know anything about your grandfather?
Not very much. He was dead long before I was born.
Yeah, so to give people a little bit of a background, elves live a long time. So at this point, since the dawn of time, since the dawn of like small folk really arriving the Forgotten Realms, there's only really been 4 generations of full-blooded elves. So in context, really old elves that like reach 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 1,200 or 1,500, they're probably still living at this point. So the only time that you would lose an ancestor is if they died through disease or battle, that kind of thing. Which your grandfather did die before you were born. So it's not by natural causes. A conversation for another time. And you see that he moves away, and then he sits back up onto the gold. Looks like, because he's moving the gold around, it looks like you can see like a. It's not a chest. It's more like It looks like a fucking closet. It looks like something like that. Something like it's a really large bit of furniture that has got, it's made of. It looks like it's made of gold. To be fair, It's got all kinds of innate shit, but you can't really make out from this distance any sort of particular. But it's got this like really big, thick chest / cupboard / wardrobe or whatever it is, and he goes. It appears. It appears. I'm not even going to say it. It appears. Yes, I will. Because if I don't, you don't know what you need to do. I'm not in the best shape, so to speak, and something was taken from me, and you can see he's like shakes his head like he's trying to get something off it, and I want you to retrieve it for me.
Okay.
And what, pray tell, is it you would like us to retrieve?
Oh, the Keepers of the Flame, or whatever they call themselves, will fill you in on the details. The only thing that I want you to do is do what they ask. But before you give them anything, you come and see me first.
Okay.
You tell them nothing
What?
until you've told me first.
Okay.
That's fair.
Them being our original hires, I assume.
No, the Keepers of the Flame, Fey boy.
Cool.
Okay.
I've never met someone so distrustful of their own worshippers.
Yes, I am distrustful. It could be because they are able to manipulate your thoughts. But I am reaching a point where it's becoming very difficult for them to keep me chained here. And before I leave, I need this done.
Okay. Just out of interest.
Go on.
And I'm asking this out of character. How many of the keepers would we have seen? Would we have an estimation of their strength?
You guys, apart from Nook, have seen about 6.
Okay.
Nook, however, assuming that he thinks that they're all different people, probably about a dozen in total.
Okay. Cool. Just asking.
You need to be on your guard. They will try to persuade you against your will.
Okay.
Anything you can give us that might help in these sort of with this?
He after you say that, you see that he's got like he scoops up gold into his hand and then throws it behind him, and he says, "No." This is mine. You want to find your
And for a
own
second I really thought
baubles? You want to find your own baubles? Go and find them yourself.
That's fair. Your dragon ship. What would be the appropriate title for you, sir?
You can call me Themberchode.
Yes, sir.
Saying that Mr. Jones gave us
He says something, but none of you understand what he says.
Awesome.
Because nobody speaks Draconic, as far as I'm aware.
Nope.
I suddenly learned it in the last 2 seconds.
I thought it would be silly to pick Draconic, so I didn't pick it.
I thought it'd be
I
silly.
didn't think I'd find dragons underground.
You... let's see. Ignitia, because you've got the highest passive perception, I'm going to allow you to roll perception.
Yay.
Come on,
Don't
natural
fuck it up.
20.
Don't
Come
fuck it up.
on. Big money, no whammies.
Well, it's not a natural 20. Let me find my modifier. Perception. 21.
That'll do.
21.
Hopefully.
Whilst this whole conversation between Krex and Artemis and the dragon is carrying on, you kind of like, your mind's kind of like wandering away, and you notice behind a kind of like a little bit behind a stalagmite, it looks like a nest. There's like this like nest. However, it looks like it's empty. It looks like there's nothing there. But it looks like, I mean, the size of this dragon, if it lays an egg, it's going to be a massive egg. Maybe that would be a nest for the dragon. However, there's no egg in there.
Ah. Maybe it wants its egg back.
Excellent.
Perchance, is the item you're asking us to find of a personal nature?
You can see his eyes squint as he looks at you. And he says, very personal.
Okay, I understand. We should do this.
Do we have a choice?
No, but I feel like this is something we should do. Piss off a lot of people in charge.
I turn to Ignatia, hold a hand out.
Yeah, team piss people off. Yeah.
I don't like a lot of these fuckers here. You're a dragon ship, notwithstanding. But a lot of the other inhabitants of this place,
The Invisifox. The
Let's just say
Invisifox
that-
needs to go.
much like the elf and the drow, we don't get along with our cousins that well. I think I'm starting to lose my voice.
This is common knowledge.
I wasn't saying it like it was a secret. But never mind. Shall we fuck off?
I think
I
we
am down with that.
shall. The
We will-
dragon. It's a pretty picture.
We will ward ourselves. We will ward ourselves against your admittedly bizarre worshippers' mental skills as best we can and proceed to fulfill your task. Temper Child.
This pleases me. Leave. The Durgar will tell you details of what you need to do. So
Yes, sir.
go. You you see you hear like a it's kind of like it sounds like a bat, a really large bat, making like a really high pitched squeal as you're walking away. You can hear this huge sound coming from behind you as the dragon stretches its hind legs as it reaches up and grabs something from the ceiling and then just tears apart a giant bat in half, and just you can hear the bones and sinew crack as its maw just crushes this giant bat with ease, just gone within a few bites. And you guys leave.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
And that's
We
where we're gonna end today.
We made friends with a dragon.
Oh, I've got a few
Even if
ideas
it's-
for names that I could use to try and work out who's put that sending stone in my bag. I'm going to be very disappointed if it's just connecting me to Artemis.
You'll hear some weird noises.
Hello? Hello? Is it him also talking to a coin like, hello?
Is it bad that I'm imagining Artemis with like a piece of like parchment just being like, you're going through a tunnel?
Or there's this like echo feedback of you saying something over and over again. Hello, 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 hello.
Echo,
You
echo,
put them
echo.
too close together and that high-pitched screeching noise just starts.
Right.
Is that the first